Hey, what's up, brother? Joe, that's just my business. These are good fun. You wanted the camera.
Yeah. Dude! Josh Cameron. I appreciate this. Dude, he's on the flyer.
I'll let him know. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. Dude, what's really good is that the flyers are and I'm definitely not on it. So they're more excited about it. Jump home. Yeah,
Ran into my plane.
yeah, he's cool. He should be here.
Yep. He was on his way. He said he's doing this around.
Alright, guys. We'll see you in a bit.
The good part is.
And I saw lunch. Here's Chris. Tanner's the freaking AC.
Dude, he literally just. Press jacket.
Y'all out here? Hey Josh, will you do me a favor and like stand up by the screen and just start talking? Yeah, just keep talking.
Okay, we'll get started here. Take a seat, we'll get rolling.
Hey Josh. Thank you. I will, yeah.
First thing, text your reps real quick and make sure they know to be here by 12:30. We're on a really tight schedule today, so we have to start on time. So make sure they're here and we're seated. We've got a great game plan for the reps. It's going to be well worth it. We're excited about the speakers we have lined up. Be a good example. Years past, I've looked around and managers for not paying attention or texting or on their phones, and it just sets a bad example for the teams. So pay attention and let's follow suit. So I've just got a few housekeeping items to go over. We're 12 to 14 weeks away from the summer. Is that hard to believe? Yeah, it's right around the corner. We're staring it in the face. We have a lot of preparation that we need to get it done. Please write these items down. So get out your phones, go your notes, however you take notes. But these are the items that you need to start paying attention to and making sure that you've got in place before the summer starts. So you have a sales coordinator. Who is your sales coordinator? Do they understand the pay? When are they going to arrive? Who's going to be entering accounts of the mission for the Terminex offices? If reps get there before the sales coordinator, there's a lot of planning that needs to be done with this. And then we'll also start the sales coordinator trainings here in the next probably 6 weeks or so. So you need to have that buttoned up. Make sure the reps know now that the kickoff meeting, the Super Saturday, is March 30th. It's going to be here again. So Saturday, March 30th, same schedule. Start letting your reps know now so there's no excuses that I didn't have enough notice. They should have plenty of notice. You should be telling them about this, getting a commitment from them. It's imperative that those reps in Idaho and Utah are here for that. Okay, we will be starting on housing here really soon. So we're going to need some information from you on who's rooming with who, how many married units you need, start and end dates. There's a lot of things to talk through. So start organizing that, get with your regional manager, and start coming up with a game plan. Again, we're going to be starting on housing here in a couple of weeks. Start paying attention to how many cars you have for your team. Every summer, without fail, we get out to the area and I get a phone call from the manager. Tell them we need to rent a van, we need to rent a car. We don't have enough cars for the team. Okay, that's poor planning. You've got to have it lined up now and make sure that it's efficient. It is not efficient to throw 4 or 5 guys in a car. Okay, 2 or 3 max, just to maximize the knocking time. It's no fun for the driver to have to pick up 4 other people and drop off 4 other people. So jump on that now and start strategizing on what your game plan is. You're going to need to find out the exact start dates from your sales reps so that we know when to open. You're going to be there before your reps are. I highly encourage you tell reps no that want to go out and leave early. If you have rookies that have ever knocked doors before and they're excited to go out, tell them no. It never works out. They don't have a support system. They don't have structure. You be the first one to the area. Now, if you have a veteran sales rep, then that's a different thing because they know what they're doing. They've been trained. They know the process. So you be the first to the area unless you have a veteran rep. So tell the reps, nope, we start on this date. Okay, it's so chaotic when you have your reps showing up at 15 different days. Try to get it down to 1 kickoff day with your team. What's your game plan on getting your reps through the VTP program? Josh is going to go over that in the main meeting today with all the sales reps, how the different levels work, what the incentive is. We'll be starting modules here shortly. So what's your game plan to get your reps through the training program? We know statistically that your reps will sell 25% plus more that complete the VTP. That's a pretty big difference to their bottom line and your bottom line, but they need to be held accountable and get through that. You started submitting pictures yet for the ID badges. You now have the ability to do that through the Vantage app. Again, Josh will go over that in the main meeting on how a rep can submit a picture. But we need to start putting ID badges. Have you started submitting your direct deposits? You now have a really easy link that you can text out to your reps that they fill out. Start having them fill out their banking information so that there's no payroll issues when they get their first check. Okay, any questions? I just want to kind of get it in everyone's minds of what needs to be completed and done. It gives me a little anxiety that we're literally 12 to 14 weeks away from launching. We have a lot of preparation to do. Any questions for me with things that need to get done before the summer starts or how that works? Okay, oh no. Appreciate it. We'll turn the time over to Logan, who's going to do some leadership training for you. And we've got a panel. We did this last year at one of the manager meetings, and it was awesome. So we have a panel of experts, veterans that have done this for literally a decade, every one of them or more, and just give you a chance to ask some questions and pick their brain on what they've done well, what they've seen. So start thinking of questions that would be beneficial to you to ask the panel as well. So, okay, Logan. I was wondering what that would be like that. Pause button, ask first. Alright, I mean, it's. So, about the Patriots, huh?
Yeah, baby. Tom Brady.
Years ago, everybody was counting, everybody was
Exactly.
Alright, we're trying to figure out this computer quickly, so we're actually going to start with the panel and say you can relax. So, if you are on the panel, I think we got, Dave, are you on the panel? You're going to be on the panel, yes? Who else? Tom, who else is on the panel? Hey, Joey, you here? Go on. Go on.
Super.
Hey guys, real quick while we're getting that fixed, show of hands, who here needs to get your reps access to the app? Okay, a lot of people. Alright, so if you pull out your phones real quick. So last night we created a new website just for today to get your guys access to the app. So when they come in, you can give them this web address and then they can go on and fill out the form themselves and we'll give them access today. So it's Vantage app. Wix, W-I-X, site, site.com/access. The sales reps will actually, they can get onto this website as well. The form that we've always used has only been accessible for managers, but just for today, we made it accessible to everyone so that you guys don't have to deal with filling a form out for every single rep. Yes? Yeah. And Trevor, just so you know real quick, Trevor at the front, every time a person checks in, he's going to give them the website as well, but just in case I wanted you guys to have it. So it's Vantage app, Wix, W-I-X, site, site.com/access. Vantage app, Wix site.com/access. And so just have them fill that out and we'll make sure to get them full access today. Cool? Any questions on that? Sweet. Alright, we're starting the panel. Guys, I have been doing this for a long time. David, what number is this for you? Number summer? 9. Okay, Logan? 7, we're up to 16, Joe. I don't know, math good, 25. Campos?
12.
And Zach? 6. Okay, we've got a lot of experience, hundreds and hundreds of reps have been managed, multiple teams have been managed by this panel. This is your chance to ask them the very best who've never done this, what they've done in the past. So if you have a question, raise your hand, stand up, shout it out loud, and we'll go from there.
How do you keep fire in the office? Say something happens and the reps kind of get down. How do you bolster that culture up again? Get things going.
Who wants to take this one? How do you keep the fire alive? Sales team.
I think the number one thing for keeping the fire alive is having the fire yourself. I mean, the spark has to come from somewhere. So leading by example, like if the team's having a rough go, like there's always going to be something to blame on it, either blame, you know, the area, the people, the competition. Like there's always something to blame. Like, you know, things are getting into a slump, so like you just have to go out there and prove all of those things. So, you know, it sucks because you've got a lot on your plate already, but you also, on top of running the show, like you want to strive to be the top sales rep on your team as well as the manager. And if you're doing that leading from the front, then the fires will kind of come from you being that smart.
I remember my second or third year in Jersey, I would always try and pick a couple first years and ask them to step up and be leaders. And it's fun because especially first years, they take it, like, they get really excited about it for this responsibility. And so I'd always be texting them, be like, hey guys, I really need you guys to step it up. I really need you guys to put some effort into this, really some enthusiasm. So when you step up and or ask these guys to step up, the opposite. It's hard to do it all yourself, even if you try making it until you make it, you know. But if you can start getting a couple first years, especially, and call on them to do it, that makes it so much easier.
Hey, next question. Come on. Stand on up, Greg. Shout loud.
So, recruiting-wise, right now I know a lot of reps, managers are having a ton of success and they're building their teams a lot, but a lot of managers kind of find themselves in a rut a little bit. Maybe they're struggling, they've had a bunch of first meetings, they're struggling getting second meetings. What do you guys do to tell your managers to, or what do you guys tell your managers to do to kind of get out of that rut so they can be confident moving forward and building their teams?
Okay, so maybe your managers have hit a wall with recruiting, had some fallouts, bad luck. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take that one. I mean, I think the one-on-one accountability is really important. Obviously, it helps if you can in the moment roll out small personal incentive for an individual. Something, it helps almost when it's a little secret between you and that individual as well. But a really big thing with recruiting is maintaining perspective, realizing that it's similar to knocking doors. You know, nobody closes 100% of the people they talk to. In fact, like when I recruit those first years, I tell them to expect to sell somewhere between every 120 to every 130 people that they're able to talk with. And the managers have to realize that it's a very, very similar, or even reps, it's a very similar ratio to, you know, recruiting. Some people think they only want to bring somebody into the office when they've already done all the legwork themselves, and this brand is basically saying, hey, I'm ready to sign, let's get this done. And so they kind of tread water for a long time without bringing people in, or even making those contacts. When it comes to recruiting, it is similar to selling. You're going to have to make 10 contacts before you find one on the stick. And it's realizing that it will take the 10 to find one, and it's still that in a manager or a rep. That'll help them realize failure along the way is okay. Next question. Stand on up.
What advice would you give to a rookie manager on how to handle knocking with your reps during the summer?
Okay. How to handle knocking reps during your summer. What's the best time to do so? How long do you give each sales rep, all that stuff? Okay, cool question. Camp, why don't you take this?
Sure. So I used to have a much different perspective. Probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. My goal was always to do 400 or 500 accounts, and then I'd help the guys as well. What I noticed though is that the more time I would take on my own sales, obviously it would take away from them. Trying to find that balance was so hard. No matter how hard you try though, the guys will look at you and see that you're putting time into your own sales, and they'll kind of resent that if you're not careful. So it is about that balance. So for me, what I did is I kind of changed things up, and I would specifically have each day in the prime time, certain times that I would go and knock. Otherwise, I'm knocking with the guys and helping them be successful. I think the problem that managers run into is that they start trying to find ways to not be with the reps, and they stay in the office and not get things done. And so they find excuses because you have the title of manager now. And so best thing I would suggest is, number one, make sure that every single day in the month of May especially, that you're out with your guys. And also a thing that I used to have a different perspective on is, how do you know if you should give them a sale, if you shouldn't, if they, for me, it's whoever knocked on the door, whoever started that conversation. Because a lot of times, us as managers will jump in and take the sale. You're almost like, well, I kind of want to take that sale too, but I would probably advise never ever take that sale. Just give it to them, because they'll resent you for that as well. And so when you're out knocking with them, also don't be on your cell phone. That's a big pet peeve for a lot of reps. Is a manager that supposedly cares and is out knocking with them, has to take a ton of calls and is on the sidewalk, not even actually putting time and energy into them. So those are a few points. And then as the summer goes on, naturally you shouldn't have to knock as much with them. But the month of May is so important that you set that precedence and also show them that you do care. So you might have less time for your own sales, but it will pay off, especially in the month of May, and then as you go on, it'll be easier.
One thing I would add to that is, especially in summer sales, structure doesn't seem to always be found. Like, all the guys are kind of doing their own thing, managers a lot of times. And so what I would suggest is creating a structure and a schedule for yourself that you keep and stick to. So guys know, like, a lot of times what I would do is I would knock with guys no matter what until 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. and then I'd go out myself. And then 1 day a week, 2 days a week, I'd do prime time with guys. But if you can keep a solid structure and guys can see that, they will respect it, it will feel more organized, and then no matter what comes their way, like, they're not gonna die or anything, they're not gonna like lose sales and stuff. Like, it's fine if when issues come up during prime time and something you want to have your knocking time, keep yourself going. But I think if you keep that structure and that organization, I think the guys respect that a lot and they like to see that.
One other thing that I'll add, these guys pretty much said everything, but I think it is important when you go and you go out to knock with a rep that you set a precedent of how long you're going to be with them. Because sometimes what happens is we go and could pitch myself and the reps, I give feedback and you can see how I can do it. But I don't want to leave the rep and then he feels like, oh, he cut out early on me. So she's like, hey, look, I've got the next 45 minutes or hour, whatever it is that you're going to give them. And then you can leave at that time. And like he said, stay off your phone during that time so they feel like they have you for that whole time.
I'll add to that a little bit. How many managers have gone out training and you talk to maybe 2 or 3 customers in an hour? Does that ever happen? Okay, it happens all the time. I'll meet up with a sales rep. I'm on a tight schedule. Each rep only has an hour. I've got to get through a lot of people, and we might talk to 2 or 3 people. Was that very effective? Nope. What would be a more effective way of training the rep? Getting them in the morning before correlation and role playing. You can bang out 40 role plays in 30 minutes, right? Boom, boom, boom. And you can typically identify what they're doing wrong right away from a role play. Okay, so yes, we want you to knock with doors with your reps, but it's more effective to be doing role plays with them, identifying the things that they're struggling with. You can nip it quick. Okay, next question. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
Sorry, just last thing real quick. So 2 more thoughts I had. You also have to be careful, you guys, that you don't become a crutch for your rep so that they become contingent on you, like their success is contingent on you knocking with them. I've had it happen. Or with role playing, all of a sudden it's August and they want you to go out and knock doors and role play with them forever. So it's also about creating that expectation and goals and helping them set goals to obtain without you. Because if you can't train them well enough so they can do without you, then there's really no point in it. The other thing is, in the month of May, you might want to set something, we call it a bagel club. So in the month of May, if you bageled, you would come over that night and you would role play. Sometimes that can get out of hand if you have a lot of people there, so you kind of have to just, work with it. But in the month of May, it's really important that you give these guys so much time and attention and support, but also you balance it out so they don't, become dependent on you as well.
Okay, next question. Stand up, Joey.
You guys like that bagel in the morning or at night?
Night.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I mean.
You can do either. Depends on the schedule.
Shannon.
When you think back to the first year managing, and what was the biggest mistake each of you made? If you could change one thing from that first year as a manager, what would you do differently?
I would have all my area mapped before the summer. It sucked. I was mapping every single morning.
Hire the right people and train them well. My very first summer, I recruited 30 guys and 5 finished the summer. It was a disaster. I didn't know. I had 0 training guys. I didn't know what I was doing. That was back in 2008. Holy crap. 2009. So I learned what not to do that year. And the very next year, I was determined. I mean, honestly, I felt like giving up at that after that year. It was so crappy. But I was determined to switch things around, care more about the guys, be there for them and not just myself. And almost every single guy the next year made over $20,000 and came back and signed on to do it again. It was incredible. So definitely had that failure my first year, but I would say hire the right people and then also the training and time spent with them.
I'd go with Zach and say manage your area and map it out beforehand. I think probably every first year manager says that to an extent. And then the second thing I'd say is create a schedule for yourself, preseason wise, and during the season, and stick to that schedule.
I think I'd also echo Josh and say hire the right people. Before the summer, you look at your team and you deep down you know which guys are going to make it, which guys are not going to make it. Yeah, sometimes you roll the dice on the guy, but the guys in rough shape and he's come to 2 trainings before the summer starts, and you're going to still bring him out there. It's really doing him a disservice. And I don't remember who asked the question about demoralizing the team, but nothing demoralizes the team more than having a good handful of reps that are just struggling. And it's a huge drain on our roommates. It's a huge drain on the car group. And sometimes you gotta trim that out before the summer starts. The second thing I'd say, one of the biggest mistakes I see a lot of first-year managers make, and I do personally, is when you come in managing, you have a little edge of pride. You take a little bit of joy in being better than the rest of your team. It's selling more than that. And at first it's cool because it feels like admiration and it feels like people look up to you, but it quickly turns to resentment, both from your reps to you and almost a little bit from you to your reps when you feel like they're not pulling the weight, they're not doing what they could do, and you quickly attribute it to laziness and whatnot. So it's important, as a first-year manager, you really need to maintain perspective and realize that your success as a manager is directly correlated to the success of your team. No one cares if you do 500 counts of all of your reps from home. Yeah, just kind of piggybacking a lot of this. I think it's just what I would have done is preparing more before the summer. It's the phrase everyone knows that failure to plan is the plan to fail. So, yeah, area, having correlations planned out before the summer, and training your guys before the summer, that's all going to pay off so much because there's so many things going to happen in the first couple weeks that you can't control. The more that you can do before the summer that you can control right now, it just makes your life so much easier. So, of all the planning and just preparing stuff, I would say for me, training your guys before the summer is going to be the biggest thing because that momentum of them being able to sell day one, they know what they're doing versus really struggling through the learning curve. The first 2 weeks is just going to make all the difference for the whole summer.
Okay, Craig, stand up.
Joe, can you elaborate? You said setting a schedule in the preseason and during the summer. What do you mean by that?
One thing I mean by that is letting the reps know what your schedule is. A lot of times, if they can see what your schedule is, they'll respect you more. They'll know how busy you are a lot of times and what you actually are doing for them. But then they also know like, the free time that you have and when you plan meetings and such. Also, keeping yourself consistent with manager trainings that you're doing with other managers or rep trainings that you're doing to stay as consistent as you possibly can. Then during the summer as well, keeping correlation at the exact same time every single day, being there an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours early for a bagel meeting or doing one-on-one trainings, or if you're at night, same thing, just keeping yourself very consistent. And then even knocking with guys, if after staying consistent with knocking with guys and being on the board with them and showing FaceTime, you gotta let them know what your schedule is, whether it's 3 hours one day knocking with guys and 5 hours the next, and then none the next, it's fine. You just have to let your reps know what it is so they can expect that. Otherwise, they're always expecting you to come with them and they get frustrated and have resentment.
Question. Who else? We've got time for several more. Stand up.
Yeah, so what are good leadership skills for yourself?
Speak a little louder. What's good leadership skills for what?
When you're in the rut,
Personally or the team? Personally. Okay. Anybody? You're personally in the rut. When if you're personally going through sales rut and you're being expected to lead the team, it can be hard. But it's also a really good opportunity to show empathy with the rest of your team and to kind of demonstrate that in that moment that you're also human. You know, kind of what David was saying earlier, that's a beautiful opportunity for you to show how to bounce back. And I feel like a lot of being in a rut's fake, you know? A rut is a state of mind. I'll never forget my first summer. I was in Jersey. Josh Burnham's, Joe, and Baby Little first year, and I was in half of one neighborhood, and Josh Burnham, who's been in South 32 years or something like that. Yeah, he was in the other half of the neighborhood, and that day Josh got one, and I don't know, I might have got like 4 or 5, and I didn't know any better. And we got back, and Josh was talking about how bad the area was, and how the weather sucked, and it was so mean, and I was so naive on the opposite side of the neighborhood, like, this is the best, like, I love this, and going hard. So you need to be able to maintain perspective and realize that the stress or that difficulty, that time window is temporary, and you can't attribute those moments to, I'm in a rut. Success is predictable, right? So success is a pattern. You do the same things every day. Wake up, like 2 pieces of toast and 2 eggs every single day of the summer. I don't vary at all, you know. My preparation beforehand is identical. Music I listen to out to hear in my schedule. It stays rigid, and that's how you can guarantee that you have the same success every day. So it's not as much up and down. But to bounce back, and you really need to develop your own system now and maintain that perspective that there is no system for a rut. You can have a bad day, you can have a rough day, but everyone's going to feed off your optimism. So that's the biggest thing about it. What music do you listen to when you're in the area, Logan?
Logan also eats an entire raspberry pie every night.
It's true. It's a dangerous, yeah. Gotta keep those kids good. I lose like 15 pounds or so. Okay, next question.
Just any tips on managing incentive budgets in May and June?
Managing incentive budgets in May and June. What have you done in the past to utilize your incentive fund?
I personally don't like doing incentives in May. I think everyone has a natural excitement and motivation. What I would say to be able to be very transparent is create an incentive budget, put on a nice Excel spreadsheet, make it look good, and show everyone how much money there is, show everyone when money's going out, give updates every Friday, financial Friday, whatever you want to call it, just so people can see where the money's going, because that transparency is key. If guys think that you're like hoarding money or using it yourself or something like that, they'll turn you very, very fast.
But one thing that I'll say as well is, I mean, in May and June, guys do like, where are the incentives at, right? I mean, we've all heard that, right? And so what I would say with it is, yes, you want to save most of your money for the end of summer, just like Joe was saying. But you can do a few things like, hey guys, if we hit this as a team, we'll get ice cream cones, right? It's very cheap, but it's something the guys look forward to. Or Vantage swag, or give them hats or shirts or something, so it's very cost effective, but it still gives guys something to look forward to and mixes it up a little bit. And then in June, you guys can do something like little competitions. You pair up 2 reps, and so you do 10 teams of 2, you do a bracket, they go against each other, they go for 1 prize. It's not expensive to put 1 prize at the end of that competition, right? And so you do things like that are more cost effective, and then later on, you do bigger incentives that cost more when guys are getting a little bit down and over now.
Just to add to that, one thing I work with my managers on is in the month of May, I really like to do more team-oriented incentives because when they first get there, everyone's strangers, they don't know each other very well, so dinner incentives are really awesome, movie incentives, all the cool movies come out right at the beginning of the summer anyway, and it's super cheap, $5 Tuesday's great. And so, if you budget that out, you're gonna have plenty of money left over in June and July to do the big incentives, but I really like doing things where we go and do something as a team rather than individual prizes or bigger, TVs or whatever. We start those in June, July. That way we build that synergy very quick. It's so important that you have that so you can move together as a one unit and you have each other's backs.
I agree with Joe. The month of May, the reps are self-motivated. They're so jacked up, they're pumped. Save the money until towards the end of May when they start getting a little bit tired. But a lot of rookie managers make the mistake of blowing through all their incentive money the first 2 weeks of the summer when that's the worst time to go out incentives. Okay, more questions? Let's keep them coming.
Yeah, so like, I'm huge on that. I think it should be, what do you guys think about, do you guys always have like a mandatory like dinner meeting at the end of the week, or like if it's incentivized, or because outside of work, like you were just saying, kind of piggyback off what you're saying, like it's good to have that like connection and that. So do you, what's your opinions on just like, hey, every week meet together, have a good time, have dinner, go over things, or?
So what team activities do you do to build unity, camaraderie?
I'll kick this one off. So, for me personally, I feel like a lot of that stuff can't be forced. And there's a difference between being a manager and a leader. You have to be both to be successful at this job. But a leader inspires individually, and so being able to get the guys together on the weekend to play video games or hang out at one apartment and watch a movie or whatever it is, kind of takes time of you talking to them individually and building that relationship one-on-one. And then once you get together, then it starts kicking off where everyone vibes with each other and it's an awesome atmosphere. So for me, and that's literally how I do it every summer at the beginning. My goal first is just to get to know these guys on deep levels, be there for them, show them that I care more than just them out there making money for us and knocking doors. And so on the weekends, it's not like, hey, we have to do this. What do you guys want to do? Let's take a vote, let's do this together, let's go play basketball, like whatever it is, so that you have an opportunity to really build that camaraderie and everything else. The incentives though, I think, yeah, definitely you want to think about how to tailor that to the team as well. It does get a little difficult if you're like, what does everyone want to do, because everyone has a million ideas. One thing that I've done in the past is on the GroupMe app. If you guys use that, you can create a poll and everyone can take a vote. It's a really easy way to just make a decision and not be sitting there for a million years trying to decide on something. So anyway, that's kind of, I don't know, my 2 cents on it.
So 2 things that I've seen. One, this last year in Milo, in Pittsburgh, he would do barbecues like every Sunday. And a lot of times he just spend a little bit of money buying meat and stuff, and everyone would start coming and hanging out. And it's like if he was cooking, if he was preparing it, people would start coming. And it goes a long way, you as a leader, as a manager, to do that kind of stuff. And the second thing is my first few years managing, we played basketball almost every night. It felt like maybe every couple nights. And even the guys who sucked and were terrible still came, and it was a ton of fun. Like we had a blast with it. And so again, just trying to find ways to build that camaraderie.
Okay, next question. Stand on up.
How do you handle technicians during the summer? Like, how do you go about communicating with them and keeping them happy?
Okay, how do you keep? That's a great question. This is good. How do you keep your technicians happy? How do you communicate? How do you show gratitude?
So first of all, there's a difference depending on the office that you're in. So the first thing you have to do is really get a good relationship with the branch managers. So that's the first thing, okay? If you're in a Terminix office, you've got to do the kickoff meeting and get that relationship established from the beginning. And then you work with the branch manager, service manager to be able to have good communication with the techs and to make sure that they feel like they're appreciated. So a lot of techs, especially if they don't have any contact or never see the sales reps, they don't like us, right? We're making them work long hours, we're over-promising, we're making them crawl under decks that are 2 feet tall and all these crazy weird things, okay? And they hate us, okay? And so what happens is if they can see us and we can humanize ourselves and it's kind of like, hey, we're in this together, then all of a sudden we feel like we've got one objective, and that's to make the customer happy and satisfied. It can't be the techs against the reps against the customers, and it's this weird thing. And so I would say with Insight, you've got the technicians right there in the office, and so you guys can see them on a daily basis, learn their names. Alan, how's it going? And you go and have these conversations, learn a little bit about them. And then on the Terminix offices, I mean, I still have some guys from my Terminix offices that are texting me now, right? And so I've got these relationships that really help.
Would you recommend a dinner with the reps and the technicians, or is that a little too much?
I'll answer that one. We have given managers a budget for like a breakfast. Usually it's breakfast before they go out and do their route for the day. But you got to get your butt in there early, like 6 a.m. and bring them in some donuts, muffins, juice, whatever. But those little acts of kindness go a long way. It's a thankless job. If any of you have never teched before, I highly recommend you go run a route for a day. It's exhausting work, and to show some gratitude will make them appreciated and go above and beyond for you.
Also, just always complain up when it comes to, you just expect there's going to be issues, there's going to be something that tech does is stupid and whatever, and there's going to be plenty of things that we're going to do that's stupid as well on our end, but just never giving that mob mentality, the whole team's like, oh, the tech sucks, the branch sucks, and you never want to feed into that. You always want to be advocating for the branch, the techs, like, hey, I'll work with them, we'll figure it out, like, everyone makes mistakes, that type of thing. You never want to join in on that. And same thing with customers. If you have a customer call you, the tech didn't show up or whatever, it's easy to say like, I don't know why he didn't show up, like we'll figure that out, like, oh, I can't believe I did that. People will forgive people, they don't forgive companies. So if you have someone as a customer that's calling you complaining about something the tech did, always just take responsibility for it. That's totally my bad, I must have not put it in, I'm so sorry, apologize. People will forgive you, they're not going to forgive Terminix or Insight. So just always take responsibility for it, and you're going to save a lot of sales as well.
Right. Postal Flake.
I think the best way to kind of conduct the text, as far as Insight goes, is you guys hire those technicians to start. A lot of managers feel like they might, Insight branch manager needs to hire a start tech. If you hire a start tech, they're going to be more willing to do the stuff. You have that relationship.
Good. Next question. Come on, we've got time for a few more.
So when is it okay to answer a call from a rep, considering that you're walking with your reps in the beginning of the day, and you're trying to knock at the end of the day? When should you answer the call yourself? Because you guys said earlier that you guys don't want to be on your phones. And when should you direct it towards like your sales coordinator?
It's a good question. So during prime time when you're out there knocking, trying to get personal sales, and you have sales reps blowing up your phone, you do?
Download Boxer. If you don't already have it, it's basically a walkie-talkie app. If you try to like have phone calls with your reps, it's impossible. As soon as you're talking to someone, they're calling you, and then once you drop the door, you're calling them, and they're talking to someone. And it's just this constant phone tag back and forth. You get Boxer, they're basically sending you downloaded, or like a voicemail almost, like, hey, I have a question about this, and then as soon as you can get to it in between doors, you can pick it up, listen to it, send your answer back, and once they're off the doors, they can listen to it. So for communication, if you don't want to get it down the Boxer, it's really helpful for them just in between doors and doing that in prime time. What is it? I think what Josh meant is stay off your phone while you're knocking with other reps.
Yep.
I think as a manager, you should leave yourself on, just my opinion. You're the leader. You're going to have guys. You're going to have some guys in the back of the cop car themselves. You're going to have, some kid who just was so hot sweaty, he just had a little trick out his pants or whatever. You're going to have situations like that, and if he doesn't feel in his moment of need that you're there to support him, you're going to lose a lot of that trust. We've used Boxer for years. It's awesome for those scenarios. And then as far as passing phone calls, what should be sent to the coordinator, what should be sent to you, that goes into a very, very early correlation. Very, very early in the summer, you need to set the precedence that our coordinator is Kyle's wife. Does she know anything about service? No. Does she know if a technician who's working on a shed? No. Right? So anything service related, you need to set that precedent in correlation that that comes to be anything about scheduling, anything about notes on customer, about this. It's very easy in a 5 to 10 minute conversation to set that precedent early. And it also helps if your coordinator can also download Boxer, because especially early on, if you have a team of 25 to 30, it's pretty normal to expect her not just fielding 2 to 3 calls at a time, but at certain moments in the summer, she can also be fielding customer calls. So you can stagger that.
One quick addition to is most of your offices will have multiple sales managers or there's multiple experience reps. Just rotate days. Like give yourself some time. It's like Seth, you're on one day and Trip, you're on the next day. It's like everyone knows that Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, they're all set, so on and so forth. Like if you just set some type of structure, yeah, a lot of the reps won't always follow the structure, but if you try your best to, they'll sooner or later start following it.
Hey. Adam Burton.
Is there anything you guys do specifically for car group drivers? I've seen in the past that a car group leader, a guy that's driving, can literally destroy the car. Is there anything that you guys do incentively to get that car group driver to drop guys off on time?
How do you incentivize car group drivers?
So, probably want to get this approved with your regional, but I do, all my rookies that are willing to drive, they get 1% increase in commission, but if they're caught taking the guy back to the apartment, they get a 2% decrease. And so there's an incentive there, but also, contingency there that if they're not out doing what they're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, guys, you're trusting in these guys that they're adults, you're not going to be able to control them all the time. And so sitting down with those drivers, I think, is also good to have a conversation, not just throwing out the incentives, but helping them to understand that they're not just going out for their own success, but they've got other people in the car that are contingent on them as well, going out. The other thing, though, that you run into is drivers do get upset if the people in the car are paying for gas, if they're, not being respectful, blah, blah, blah. So that's another conversation that you want to have right up front and early coordination, kind of like what Logan was saying. All these expectations are just so important to set up front. But to kind of set the rules for gas and how you're going to do that so that there's no questions, no one's like trying to go after each other or find out when they're going to pay or something like that. It just needs to all happen at once. So.
One quick addition as well is just choose the right partner leaders too. If you have questions about this guy and how responsible he is, just don't let him back. Don't get desperate and having car group leaders. Try your best to everyone drive cars out and stuff like that, but choose the right car group leaders because those guys will make or break some of those guys.
And to make their life easier, don't put too many people in their car. Going back to that. That's the biggest complaint, is that they lose out on knocking time, having to drop off 4 other people, try to keep it to 2, 3 max in a car group, and then maximize the area. Efficient routes to where the neighborhoods are nearby each other, so that they're not driving all over the place, dropping off and picking up.
One other thing that I'll say is you guys don't want to find out that there's these issues that have been going on for a month and you're just hearing about them, at the end of August or something. So make sure that you guys are doing regular interviews and just have it be a precedent that everybody knows that you're going to talk about, hey, is there any issues with your car group, drivers, or with the guys that are in your car group? And so you guys ask these questions and everybody knows that there will be some accountability there in the one-on-one interviews. I think that's huge.
Stand up.
Yeah. When would you send somebody home? When do you give up on a rep and send them home?
Okay, when is it time to send a rep home?
It's a very hard question. Yeah. That comes into, again, very, very early on in the summer. You have to set an expectation of what the production requirements. Usually I won't look at the month of May. Unless somebody is clearly and obviously a cancer to the team and they do not want to be here. If someone can't carry the excitement through May, they're not going to make it. Usually I would start, the production requirements set in the contract with Vantage is an expectation of 6 accounts a week. That's 1 a day. And so usually you get 1 week as a probationary period. I would say the first week of June. We're in the first week, and you have to have that declared. All right, this is when people are starting to be measured. First week of June, someone does not do 6, you put them on another 1 week probation, so they have a second week of June. If they don't do 6 again, at that time, you need to sit down and have a very serious conversation with that person to be like, you need to determine if they want to be there and if they're willing to fight to be there, or if it's not in their best interest. Sending someone home can not only be, it can be viewed as firing, but it can also be viewed as a kind of tender mercy. Because if you have some guy out there who's going to finish the summer with 50 accounts, there's a good chance that he's made very, very little money by the time, rent and everything else comes out of it and his general cost of living. So you're doing him a favor by parting ways. And not many people believe it, but you will get an increase in production from the rest of your guys if you can, not say in an aggressive way, but trim the fat. If you can snip 3 or 4 guys that are really holding your office down, you'll increase the level of competition amongst the guys that stay. And as a manager, you will end up making more money. So don't look at May. I usually start in June, but you need to set that precedence from day 1. Because if you come in June, you're like, oh, by the way, anyone who doesn't sell 6 this week is going home. You're in a really tough spot. And it's also hard if there's personal relationships, like your younger brother is doing 4 a week. What do you do? So you set that precedence beforehand and you try to stick with it.
Yeah, just don't blindside them with that. What happens is managers in the middle of July will be like, I'm going to fire so-and-so, Tom. He's like, okay, did you give them did you put them on probation? No. Did you give them a warning? No. Did you give them a chance to correct their behavior? No. So set these expectations before the summer. Day 1, they know that these requirements are in place, so you're not the bad guy. They're the ones that didn't hit it, and 99% of the time, if a rep doesn't hit the production requirement, why? They're not working the hours. I don't care about all the other excuses. 99% of the time, they're not working the hours. It will amaze you at what will happen to the majority of the reps that you hold accountable with this production requirement. They'll do what it takes to get 6 that next week. Those that won't, you're setting a good example to the rest of the team, and their production will increase. Okay, question back?
So back on correlations, what are some tips for making it fun and making the reps not like trying to come to the correlation?
Okay, tips on making correlations fun. We're going to train on this at our next manager meeting, which I believe is March 2nd, Saturday. So we're going to do a whole training on correlations, so we'll get that done. Okay? All right.
I'd say, can I give one short answer? Never be the manager that stands up and says, all right, what are we struggling with? because the reps have no idea what they're struggling with, why they're struggling. What do you want to talk about, right? That is, I grind my teeth when I see managers lead correlations that way. It shows, no preparation and if there's no preparation, it's kind of a reflection of no caring for the team to spend any of your time to prepare. So, go ahead and recognize what they're struggling with and then prepare training. And last question, Katie.
Hey, yeah, last question. This is kind of more of a personal one for you guys, but one that's really important to me right now. What can you say you like the most about being a leader, or what do you just in general find the thing that's most rewarding about all this experience you've had leading in the past? Like you look back on and you're like, hey, I'm really glad I did that for this reason. Like, what can you say about that?
What do you enjoy most about managing?
For me, I always say the best way to learn is to teach. So for me, I just found myself when I teach, and sometimes I just improv, I start making up new stuff, and that sounds good, and it just keeps coming to me, and it teaches me a ton. I learn a ton through it. So for me, I see myself grow in that capacity when I'm teaching others, and then just to see someone else like go from this little peon all of a sudden selling 3 to 5 a day or something like that, it's totally
I would say the relationships, and so what's pretty awesome is that we meet these random people that come out, sell with us, and then by the end of the summer, they're some of our best friends. And so if you're doing your job right, you'll build up this respect that people bend over backwards, and all of a sudden you're going to weddings, and I mean, they feel like if they ever need anything, they can count on you because you've always come through throughout the summer as a manager or a leader. And so that's the most rewarding thing for me is the relationships.
Okay, one more question. You got one?
Yeah. I mean, we all ran into this problem, sure, at managers, but you'll drop a guy off rookie, in a sense, to an area, and then it's people say, "Oh, you're just here," or "Apted just knocked here," or you see the guy knock in the same neighborhood. How would you? I mean, as a senior, like, of course, the confidence, I'm gonna sell what you say, or would you move them and take the time, or tell them just to walk in front of them, and you know what I mean? Like, where would you?
Okay, good question. How do you instill confidence in a rookie rep who you just dropped off, and their first few doors, the customer says, "You're the third person through this week," or someone was just here and they text you wanting to be moved to areas? How do you deal with that in a good, healthy way?
So I think the first thing is when you're knocking with a rep, you have to make sure that if you're in an area that happens, that you don't just say, "Oh, this sucks, let's go, let's bounce," because you have control over that. You can just move to a new area because you're doing area management. So that's number one, and you instill in them the confidence by simply, especially once you first get that call, the first thing I say is, "How long have you been in the area?" If they've only knocked 2 doors, they've got to give it longer than that. So generally what I try to do is tell them, give it a day, let's talk tonight. You'll get to know your reps, you guys, and you'll know who are those reps that want new area every day just because if it doesn't go perfect the first hour, they want to bounce. And then you'll know the guys that genuinely are telling you the truth and they're like, "Dude, I don't know what to do." And in those moments, I think it's perfectly okay to move them. You just don't want to get in the habit of doing that every time because then every time they get to an area they don't sell their first door, they want to move you and you're getting a ton of calls. So I think it's set an expectation that, let's at least give it a day. I'm in an area as well that's just like this. I'm going to work my butt off, let's see how it goes and talk that night. I think also role playing with them and giving them different openers that they can use and try and change it up. That's why the app box are so good because you can literally record to them a couple different things that they can try in that area and go from there. But I think the biggest detriment we can do as leaders is feed into that and say, "Okay, cool, yeah, let's just move right away." They're going to want to do that for the rest of the summer. So at least help them to, encourage them to give it a shot for a while. But you don't want to keep them there for, a few days in a row where they're just begging.
One thing I would add is I would suggest to not show favoritism and to show consistency amongst your reps to set the precedent of them keeping track of their area. If they have that problem, like, all right, I'm going to talk to 20 people, show me a screenshot of what these 20 people did, like not on Vantage, so on and so forth. just because a lot of averages applies. Everyone knows, especially as experienced reps, even if there are a lot of people in that area, there's going to be people that work home for those other people. If you can set that, especially to not show favoritism, because there are going to be some guys you like and you'll move them and other guys will find out. You need to set that consistency and be like, I would suggest something like 20 people you talk to and see what happens from there.
One last note is I would never drop a rep off in an area that you wouldn't personally knock yourself.
So say that again for me.
Never drop your reps off in an area that you would not personally knock yourself. I can't tell you how many awkward experiences I've had as I drop off reps. And I got like 3 dudes in my car, we pull up into the one neighborhood, I'm like, dude, fine, you're gonna kill it in here, right? These golden looking homes, man, all these new movements on Zillow, drop this kid off, he's stoked. And then I got Jimmy in the back, and we turned the corner in his neighborhood, and he's just in the slums, right? And he's like, dude, you're gonna kill it in here, man, look at the need. And you drop him off, and in the back of your mind, like, dude, I would, you know, if you're a manager, you can control it, you have a car, are you gonna touch the knuckles to a single door in that area? Not a chance. And if you do that to a guy once, his morale and his trust in you will plummet. And so, also, on that note, be willing to take the time out of your day, sacrifice the 4 minutes to put that kid in an area where he can succeed. Remember again, your success is completely dependent upon the success of your reps, not just this summer, but if you're trying to be a legacy guy, like, I don't know if you guys are on your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but you don't make it to years 5 and 6 unless you have a group of guys that is willing to fight for you and trust you. And it starts with their first summer, and if you don't give them those experiences, they're not going to stay with you.
Okay, give it up for the panel. Okay, stand up for a minute, check it out. We've got just about an hour left. Logan will be up next, but stretch for a minute and we'll ask for a moment.
What up? How are you? I'm doing pretty good. Cool.
Perfect. I just need to make sure.
Shannon. Oh, you don't know anything?
I don't know.
Taylor.
Taylor, sorry.
When you done like 250, well, I need to get your belly for me is always the worst. Like my arms, alright. I hate to be poor. I hate to be sick.
All right, let's get this party started. Sit back down, that'd be great.
Nighttime.
I can't wait. Guys, let's go down there. No respect. Right now. 80. I just need you to show me what you're doing. Isn't it funny though? Your face, dude, now you're gonna be like, 3 kids in the summer? Wait, what? 3 diapers?
All right, let's get started. We got like 1 more minute. All right, let's get started here. If we get everybody sitting down. Hey guys, came up to sit down. Okay. So, I have my 30 is not 40 minutes, I promise. Maybe way too much time up here. Okay, so I put together a small training on leadership. Just some points that I feel are important. I'm trying to walk around too much, right? Some points that I feel are important, some things that I learned and realized throughout my short career in summer sales, door industry, and I think would be valuable to pass on to you guys today. So, first lesson about me, I love memes. Anyone who knows me, I crush memes a lot. Michael Scott's one of my business heroes. Would I rather be feared or loved? Easy. Well, I want people to be afraid of how much they love me. Okay, so the first example, first activity here. I want you to take, kind of on a serious note here, take a minute and think about the best leader that you've met personally in your life. I've done this activity during the summer, and a lot of people say, Obama, or Mother Teresa, Jesus. Like, that's cool, but the top 3 or 4 qualities, what made that person the best leader that you've ever met? If you're not writing things down, you can. A skill set I think a lot of people lack in life is the ability to reflect on their personal experiences. I think a lot of people go day to day, month to month, year to year, and life continues to happen. And we do make plans, we make goals, we continue to move forward, but oftentimes we don't spend even a couple minutes looking back at what we have experienced and consciously trying to extract lessons from those experiences. And I've also found that I don't write things down. It's in one ear, out the other. It's very hard for me to recall. You might have gotten a lot of traits: trustworthy, feel safe, fun, caring, selfless. Right? We all have words that will describe these leaders, but it's trickier to identify what is it exactly. How did that person be that individual that made you feel that way, or how did that person instill those feelings in you as your leader?
I'm boiling it down. This is a training I totally laid out. There's no law in this, okay? But I think two key pillars of being a leader is one, the ability to instill trust, and second is the ability to inspire action. Okay? And I'm sure if you look at the words that you use to describe that leader, they probably have something to do with this. So the first thing we talk about is instilling trust. How does a leader instill trust? Number one is by being competent. Well, it's real. Show that we can get our jobs done well. We wake up each day of the summer and have accomplished nothing that day. Similarly, none of your reps know how good you were last summer. You need to show them show them you are great at what you do and that you have the skills to teach them. You cannot bank on your legacy, right? Andrew sells 1,000 accounts in the summer. If he brings out a team of reps this year and he spends that summer poolside, while his reps are not going to sell, do you think your reps will care at all how many accounts you sell? It might sound cool. It sounds really cool at first. But if you don't prove to your people that you're competent and that you're someone that can be followed, you will not be taken seriously. It's always very impressive to me to see the first 3 weeks of the summer. All of us, we have to go out and we have to earn the respect of our teams on the actual doors. And it's also cool to watch which first years rise to the forefront, who start to perform, and how people flock to them. All the other first years. What are you saying? How are you doing that? Like, you got 40, how does it work? And you earn people's respect. Next is a leader instills trust by being believable. Act in a consistent manner. You have to have a moral compass and stick to it. And you do not have to say moral compass as me, or as Angel, or as Joe, or as Jimmy, or Jason, whoever it is. It doesn't matter what your moral compass is, but people, in order to be a trustworthy leader, people have to know what you stand for. Let your morals be known and do your best to stick to them anytime you are with your team. This is part of the job, the ultimate pre-impression. Okay? You have to protect your image and your legacy. You cannot just be the person you want your team to see you as while you're doing correlations. In this job, unfortunately, the nature of this job is this is a 24/7 thing while you're with your reps. Okay? That includes when you're on the company cruise. It includes when you're at the beach with your team during the summer. Okay? During the correlation at night when you're just relaxing with everybody. People are looking to you always as a leader, and trust can be destroyed so quickly. Oftentimes it can take 2 sentences of saying the wrong thing or slandering the wrong individual in front of the wrong people, and you'll be knocked off that pedestal. So have a moral compass, stick to it, and try to stick to it all the time. Nobody's perfect, people understand that, but be man enough to own up to that. Next is be connected. I'm positive that most that you wrote down, one of the traits of a leader is caring or empathetic or something like that. That is a unanimous trait of someone who is a great leader. They make you feel safe. They make you feel like they genuinely care about your best interest. Okay? And passion. And then they are dependable. I think, I don't know if Josh touched on this up during the panel, but do what you say you will do. If you have not read the book, The Speed of Trust, I would highly, highly recommend it. It'd be one of my top book recommendations. Okay? Something they talk about early on is how in all organizations there's either a trust tax or there's a trust dividend. Okay? Apply this to the summer. How many of you have managed before? Here's an example. And how many of you have had reps accuse you of giving specialized treatment care? How many have been accused of hoarding incentive money? Maybe not openly. Yeah, I see that right there. How many of you have been accused of not going out and knocking all the hours?
doing correlation and going back to the apartments. Okay? If your reps can't depend on you, if they don't believe that you'll do what you say you will do, your organization is going to operate with a trust tax, which means every single step of your summer, both now and while you're actually working, is going to be slower. The reps will be slower to the doors. They'll be off the doors sooner. They'll be late to correlation. You'll have a lot more trouble organizing team activities. Even having simple one-on-one meetings with people, if you don't have that trust in your organization, you can't operate smoothly. On the flip side, if you do, organizations that operate with high trust get a dividend, which results in much higher speed, greater commitment, and actually for you, as leaders, lower costs. I've had too many experiences throughout my summer sales career where I damaged trust, and the way reps look to fix it is to throw money at them. Raise my commission. Give me free rent. Give me this or that, okay? And the only thing that mends those kinds of relationships when trust is low is you throw money at it, but that does not mend, it does not repair trust. The other side, the other note here is inspiring action. Let me put a video here quickly. So this video was created by Kellogg, which is a top 3 business school in the United States. Not zero company, okay? Here's watch here. Yeah.
That's the question we've asked over 1,200 leaders and managers for the past 17 years. When people on your team are not contributing, they're not pulling their weight, literally. In the very first demonstration of this, people were pulling the rope. On average, people were able to pull 63 kilos of force per person. You put those people into teams of 3, it goes down to 53 kilos per person. You put them in using, and it occurs across cultures, India, Japan, Taiwan, in addition to the US. I had an opportunity to work with the senior vice presidents in their trackers and produce coaching clips and instill driver acceptance. The team had been working for several months, but there hadn't been any progress. The team wasn't engaged. Drivers were quitting. Team members were not showing up to meetings, and when they did show up, they came 60 to 90 minutes late. They hadn't produced a single coaching clip. The phone calls were wandering off in different directions. So Brian and I put our heads together and worked up a 4-pronged intervention plan to increase engagement. Step 1, develop a team contract. A team contract is a 1-page, preferably Apple page, mission statement of the team, focusing on 3 things: the goal, the responsibilities, and the norms. Everybody signs, everybody commits. Brian called me the first day after he introduced the contract to his team. He said this was the most productive meeting the team had ever had, and it surprised him how much a simple tool could increase the engagement of the team. Step 2, short, frequent meetings, as opposed to long, drawn-out meetings. The research is in. Teams work to fill their time. Brian's safety team noticed that the longer the distance was between the meetings, the more the team started to drift off track. So Brian started hosting more frequent, shorter meetings, and in each one of these meetings, they revisited the team contract. Step 3, stand and deliver. Literally, every week, team members need to stand up and report out to the team what they've accomplished that week. Case in point, Google Ventures weekly Tuesday meetings. Everybody stands up and reports out what they've accomplished. The research is in. Teams that stand up are 34% more productive than teams that sit down. Step 4, create a line of sight. When team members can see how they're having an impact on the end goal, they're much more engaged. Let me give you an example. This was looking at engagement in a fundraising organization. 3 groups. One team had direct contact with the beneficiary, another group wrote a letter from the beneficiary, and one group had no contact at all with the beneficiary. 1 month later, the group who had direct contact with the beneficiary raised 171% more money. So what happened at both mattered? The safety team successfully installed 500 smart drive cameras on schedule. Prior to the intervention, they had only installed 60 after several months. And at-risk driver behaviors cut to only 5%, down from high double digits. The team contract was a game changer for Bulkmatic, and it can be a game changer for your team as well.
Okay, so for a very short video, there's a lot of really powerful points there. I've noted down some of the things that I thought were most impactful. The first is develop a team contract. Everything I can do is look at one thing inspire people to inspire them.
He's the two-time best-selling author whose ideology has captured the imagination of some of the most important leaders of our time, including the heads of many Fortune 500 companies.
Okay. So first, it's develop a team contract. This is different than your team rules. Team contract. You need to have a mission statement. What goes into a mission statement is your what, your how, and your why. Not just your individual's why, but why are you as a team striving towards your goal? And it helps for that why to be centered around growth, not to be centered around some grand prize. The grand prize can be motivating, but I found that by the time end of July, August hits, oftentimes, what are the incentives we have out? We have a company cruise. We have a $1,500 tuition bonus. I have skydiving on the line for all of my reps, okay? We have all these different incentives rolled out, and oftentimes the people who are tired, you still cannot get them to go put in the hours. So incentives are not what will always drive people when they're at that point. It has to come from a deeper location, which is the why, the mission statement, okay? That encompasses the goal, the responsibilities of the individual and the team, as well as the norms of the team. Second, focus on the individual. Know the specific reason this individual agreed to work with you and what they are looking to accomplish. Take advantage of those short, frequent meetings. Okay? This is something that I think great leaders do very well. You probably wrote this down, is that person who was a great leader, you feel like they knew you or they cared about you on a personal level. They knew why you took the job in the first place or why you were part of the organization. And when they interacted with you, you didn't feel like it wasn't passing. You felt like they were following up with details that actually had to do with their lives and that they care about. That is a practice, that is a skill that needs to be learned. All of these things are things that can be learned and improved upon. The biggest note here is you have to know, raise your hand if you're a first-year manager. Okay, you have to understand before going out for this summer, if you haven't already, that this summer will not be like last summer. When you are a leader, when you are in a management position, that will involve sacrificing a bit of your time. I remember my first year, I would sleep in till whatever, wake up, we cruise to the gym, work out, get back, take rotations in the shower, cook some breakfast, hop in the car so we could be in correlation just in time, right? 30 seconds in the door before we're late. Cruise in, drop it down. You know, paying attention to correlation, but not always. Kind of on my phone, messing around. You know, oh, just now you submit my area request, right? And I'll go to my manager and say, oh, I meant to do it last night, it didn't work, whatever. Okay? We all have these things that we do when we're first years. When you are a manager, all of that weight for preparation and making your office feel structured is on your shoulders. This means you will more than likely need to wake up early. You might need to be at the gym earlier than everybody else. You for sure will need to be at the branch before everybody else, or wherever you do correlation. You better, I would say, you better be fully dressed for correlation, okay? Nothing is more annoying than when a manager, if you do correlation at your apartment, He walks out in his underwear, shorts on. All right, let's do this. What are you guys dealing with right now? What's holding you back? I got 6 yesterday, so you guys just not working. All right, cool. That's not leadership, and no one will respond well to that. So recognize now, and just kind of accept it. You will have to sacrifice some of your own time, and this goes right into, I think it was Craig's question about schedule. Okay, decide now, and if you need help creating that schedule, get with someone who has managed for a couple years. Decide what that schedule needs to be in order to create an office that's well structured, and you can be the backbone of that organization. And then the second thing has to do with your competence. You have to lead from the front. If you're not willing to get in the trenches and do what your reps are doing, you'll have a very hard time getting people to follow you. You have a question back there?
One thing that I had read a little bit about, I thought was interesting, was it's not like it could be split, but some people generally like becoming intrinsically and extrinsically motivated. It's like extrinsically people, like have you known those people where it's like, oh, you do this, you get $100 and that's like literally a right? Right? So like earning money, like that's a full right, right? So it's like stuff for extrinsically. And then other people like it's more like their own fulfillment, just like rush of meeting a goal. And so I thought that was interesting. I know some people in my office where they're purely and extrinsically motivated. So I just thought it was worth noticing, like they bring that out.
Yeah, and I think that goes into knowing, focusing on the individual and knowing your reps, right? So how does each person respond to leadership and what do the individuals need? Thanks. Lead from the front. You have to be an example. It's very hard to get anyone to do something that you're not willing to do yourself. Easiest example of this is rainy days. Okay? Manager cruises out, he's got 3 little boys in the back of his car. Salesman, okay? Drop these guys off in area. And it's coming down, and he in the back of his mind like, there is no way I'm getting out of this car right now. Turn those location services off, cruise to the gas station, and I'm going to wait this out for 3 hours, but my reps are knocking because I need them to go make some money for them and for me. That is not fair. Okay? In fact, those are the moments that you have an even greater chance to make an impact on your team by proving to them that you are willing to do more than they are. Nothing is more impactful than on a super crappy rainy day, you get out of the car and you get a sale in the first 45 minutes. And you're in the groovy. Got one. Let's go. Okay? Lead from the front. Boss versus leaders. These are kind of some generic points. I'll wrap this up here. But we've all seen this, the boss versus leader, where the boss is in the car, he's cracking the whip, and everybody's dragging forward, and the leader's in the front pulling the road forward. Okay? So these are some points that I think are just important lessons that I've learned throughout my life career. The first one I think I mentioned in the panel. Do not take pleasure in being better than other reps of your team. Truthfully, when you are a manager, you are only as good as your people. You may sell 500 accounts, but if you can't pass your knowledge and skills onto your reps and help elevate them as individuals, you will not have been a successful manager. 2, your reps have put their trust in you almost more than they put their trust in the company. And that is a very, very important thing to know, okay? How many people are still with Vantage because they like the logo of Vantage? Or how many people are still with Vantage because of the people that they work with? Raise your hand if it's because of the people. We got 7%. Okay? I say it is mostly because of the people. You make commitments to these individuals, your recruits. And the time to start fulfilling those commitments is now. These guys are not only the future of the company, but they are a direct reflection of your future success in the company. You were directly involved in all of these recruiting processes. You make promises. You can sell XYZ. This is what we do as a team to have fun. This is the culture we're going to build, right? This is the kind of leader you can expect me to be. You know, we care about people, not just numbers. Put your trust in me, it's going to be different here. And the time to start fulfilling that is now. You don't want to go out there and then turn out to be the manager that shows up to correlation without his shoes on and his shirt's untucked and his cancer early on. He clearly woke up 10 minutes ago and is just fumbling through the day. Okay? Just recognize that. And then 3, remember that the human element is more important than making an extra $100. You have a chance this summer to either make lifelong relationships and to be viewed as a mentor, or to be remembered as someone who took advantage of others. And anyone in here who has managed before, I guarantee you have people who you look back at, that guy despises me. And you have other people that you can look at and say, that kid is one of my best friends. And he knows I would do anything for him. Okay? You make the choice throughout the entire summer, which relationship are you going to foster? And how many throats is it worth stepping on to make an extra $100? Or are you able to go out of your way to show some compassion and to help those individuals reach their goals and fulfill the commitments that you've made to them and the reason they followed you across the country? And the last thing, wrapping up with a me, Monday, and I can't stress this enough. Okay? Leadership is crucial. It starts now. Okay, here in about, we're going to go to lunch here in a bit, but here in an hour and 15 minutes, all of the reps are going to show up. And you can choose to be a leader and welcome these guys. Smile to the guys that are not in your network. Okay? Get to know people, shake people's hands, make everybody feel welcome and that they're part of something. Or you can be the guy who's, you choose to be a little bit more socially awkward, avoid eye contact with anybody you don't know, you're just sitting in the room with somebody you do, hide out at your table, okay? But you're a freaking door-to-door salesman, okay? If you still have tons of social anxiety and you weigh bashful, this is probably the wrong line of work, okay? Don't be afraid right now to help create a culture of Vantage. Greet everyone, say hi to everyone, make them feel like they belong here. I guarantee you a lot of the guys that are coming today are not signing Vantage. Okay? And even if it doesn't benefit you personally to help somebody else feel welcome, everyone will see the kind of person you are. That is one of my favorite things about the summer, about doing this job, is almost every year I have a new network. And when I travel out, I almost get to reinvent myself. Okay? You have changes of scenery where you need to make changes to your life, either to your work ethic, the way people perceive you. It's one of the reasons I don't love going home. Because you go home, and oftentimes you revert back to being the person, or at least being viewed as the person you were back when you were young, maybe back when you were in high school. Okay? So the sweet thing about moving away, taking a job away, is you have a chance to grow, and no one has any preconception of who you are. No one has pegged you as an individual. You get to create that stigma, and then you can carry that stigma back with you at the end of the summer. So, just invite you guys to be good leaders. That's the end of my training. Don't have this up.
All right, thank you, Mr. Logan. We're almost done here, about 10 more minutes, and then we'll break. I guess we'll grab a bite to eat or a soda, and please be back here well on time. A few minutes before 1 o'clock, for sure. We should have your reps start filtering in. It'd be great to have you be able to spend a second to welcome them and not just show up after the meeting started and getting time with you. Great information shared today. And I doubt that there's one, or should be one person out there that hasn't learned something that they didn't know, or realized something, or recognized something that they could or should work on to become a better manager. Between what was presented at the panel and what was shared by Logan, awesome information. And I hope that when you say to yourself, oh yeah, I'm going to do that, or yeah, I want to do that, or I should do that you've written it down somewhere. Leadership training, personal improvement training 101, if it's not written down somewhere, it's going to last about as long as you being at this meeting.
with all the intent that you had to change, or as good as an idea you thought that it was, or as good advice as you thought was given, if you want to incorporate any of this in your leadership, in your office, in your arsenal as a manager, it needs to be written down. So I challenge you to take some time, if you haven't, and write down what you learned today, or the takeaways from the day that you wanted to take and incorporate into your leadership. Okay? A few housekeeping items. Like Tom said earlier, we're almost done. We're going to meet together as a management group 2 more times, and one of those is going to be one of these short kind of blow through some information. Please, right now, put on your calendars that March manager meeting. What date is it? March 2nd. That's Saturday, right? I know we ain't giving up our Saturdays. I get it. I don't like it any more than you do. But this is important information that we're going to be going over, especially these last 2 meetings. We save some of the best stuff to the end for 2 reasons. One, we're still developing our management group. And number 2, we want it to be fresh on your mind. So very important information that we're going to be going over these last 2 meetings. Please make yourself available to be there. Thank you for being here today. Best attendance we've had at a management meeting so far this year. Please come to these next couple. Need you to be there. It's really important that you are. One thing we'd ask you to do, get on your phones and ensure that your reps know when this starts at 1 o'clock, to be here on time. We have a pretty tight agenda. We're down to 5 minutes. You'll see on the agenda when we put it up today, but we're stopping on the 5s sometimes to try to fit in what we want to convey today. And to start 15 or 20 minutes late like we've had to sometimes is not going to work. We have great weather. That's not going to factor in for those traveling. Please get on the phone and say, guys, excited to see you. Please be on time and get your guys here so we can start right on time today at 1 o'clock. Number 2, we have manager polos. Remember, we requested those on the help desk. If you did not request one on the help desk, we probably won't have one for you. We might have some left over, but those of you that requested one, we have them here. So come and see who sent those out. Trevor, Shannon, and just come to the front desk if you requested one. If you didn't request one and you don't have one, then maybe come up after we've got some extras we can each take care of. Second, the new recruiting brochures are out. Those trifold brochures with the updated information. Please, regional managers, come and grab a stack if you'd like to distribute some of those to the managers here today. I think we brought 2 boxes, which should be a great start to be able to get out. Please, regionals and managers, don't walk out with 300 of those things. They become floor mats, and I guess they're too stiff to become toilet paper, but I wouldn't pass some again, right? They're just free. So, but just take what you think you're going to utilize, and let's get those distributed. They turned out excellent. There's some great information, super sharp and professional. So make sure that you don't leave without some of those today. And that should be good. Any last questions about how the day's going to go? We'll start at 1. We've got a few speakers. We'll break for lunch around 2:30. So make sure you go grab a little something to eat if you're starving. It's going to be a hot minute once we get started. And then we'll wrap up. We've got an awesome speaker coming today, that Tim Ward. For some of you old timers, we got him a few years ago. He's the entrepreneur professor up at Weber State. And awesome. He knocked it out of the park last time he spoke with us. So you'll love it. I promise to be good for your reps. Take the time, like Logan mentioned, to use this venue where you're going to see your guys to get some value out of that. Not a handshake and how are you, but let's get some good FaceTime, see how they're doing, feel how they're doing, some conversations, little opportunity to retain and motivate. Don't waste that. Okay? Excellent. Let's break and be back here a good 10 minutes before 1. Thanks, guys.